Okay. Go all the way forward, stand side by side, no contact with the other. Stand side by side. So.
All right, good afternoon.
Turn like this. Face Judge.
My name is Judge Judy Davidson. I'm here today for first appearances. The purpose of this hearing is for me to determine if there is probable cause for your arrest and set a bond, if any. Please raise your right hands to be sworn.
Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
All right, we're going to start with Robert Haar. You're Mr. Haar. All right, Mr. Haar, you have been charged with sexual battery with deadly weapon or deadly force. And state, would you like to address Mr. Haar's case?
Yes, Your Honor. Andrew Brannick for the State Attorney's Office. I provided the court an original copy, and I guess I'll ask the court to file it with the clerk after we're done with Mr. Haar. A motion for pretrial detention for Mr. Haar. It's filed under Section 907.1, subsection 4C5 of the Florida statutes and Rule 3.132B of the Florida Rules of Criminal Procedure. The court has reviewed the affidavit, also attached supplements summarizing the defendant's interview out of state, as well as the victim's interview by law enforcement. Based upon those statutes, the state would argue that there's a substantial probability based upon the defendant's alleged behavior and the criteria of the aforementioned sections of the Florida statutes, that the defendant does pose a threat of harm to the community, as the defendant is presently charged with a dangerous crime, and there's a substantial probability that the defendant committed such crime. If the court reviews the affidavit, you'll see not only the statements of the defendant, as well as DNA results and the statements of the victim, and that the factual circumstances of the crime indicate disregard for the safety of the community. And lastly, there are no conditions of release reasonably sufficient to protect the community from the risk of physical harm to persons. And as such, the state is asking the court, based upon the specific facts of this case, to enter an order ordering pretrial detention under the aforementioned statutes.
All right, defense?
Your Honor, we would ask that the court set a bond in accordance with the bond schedule as initially set at $25,000.
All right. Okay, thank you. I agree with the state in this case. I believe that he doesn't have local ties, and that he's based on this crime, that he poses a danger to the community based on 907.041, and so I'm going to grant the state's request and set bond at none.
Judge, that's all I have before the court. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next up is Andrus Holmes. Mr. Holmes, you have a charge of leaving the scene of an accident with death, and you also have a violation of probation. It looks like you are on probation for leaving the scene of an accident with injury. As far as leaving the scene of an accident with death, I am going to set bond at none, based on the violation of probation for the same incident, only this time it involves death. I find that you pose a danger to the community, and there's no bond that can be set that will keep the community safe. Setting bond at none on that, and as to the violation of probation, I'm setting bond at none. Both cases, I'm appointing the public defender.
Okay, Mr. Holmes, step on back.